Hi everybody, and welcome to another author interview at In-House Publishing. And I thought we'd do something a little bit different today and stretch the legs. And joining me today is James Middleton Murray. How are you, mate?
I'm very well. Ocean, how are you?
Not too bad, mate, not too bad. Now you're here today to talk about your new book, Aging Well.
That's correct.
How about you tell us a bit about it?
Aging Well details my personal journey on a weight loss program. It then goes into the science that I discovered as to why I did lose that weight, apart from the walking and eating more healthy regime. And it also contains, as a bonus, some of my wife's beautiful recipes that she has made healthier versions of.
Now, I can actually be a testament to this. I've sampled some of that food. Me and Caroline went to town one day on that, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And what was the inspiration behind bringing this book to life?
Well, first of all, I got to 106 kilos, and there's a story behind that. I'd been in business, and the business wasn't going very well, and finally we went bankrupt. But these things happen. But more importantly, my knees were worn out. It was a busy coffee shop, and I had been running every day for years and years on asphalt or hard concrete surfaces, which I do not recommend anyone to do, run on grass. So my cartilage was worn out. And I was very fortunate towards the end of 2014, at the end of February in 2014, I met a young man who was my specialist, Luke McDermott. Now Luke gave me 2 new knees at the same time, which is very painful. But after 3 weeks, after recovery, I was back walking. And after 6 weeks, the weight was starting to come off, and I was walking 20 minutes, half an hour, an hour. Finally, after a few weeks, I was up to nearly 4 hours a day, and I got back to weight training, which I'd given up probably 2 years before that. So I could see that this was going to happen. I set myself a goal of going from 106 back to 83 kilos. Now I chose 83 because that would be about the ideal weight for someone my height, to have a bit of muscle rather than fat, and should be in just about the right zone for someone my age, some of my weight, size, etc. So Luke gave me the opportunity with the new knees, and I promised him I would lose that weight. And when I went back to see him at my 12-monthly checkup, he could not believe that I was the same man. And he said, "You are my success story. You promised me you'd lose weight. All my patients do, but you're the only one." And I showed him how much muscle I had, and he could not believe it, because he's just a little bit over half my age. And he said, "Great." Yeah.
You keep mentioning this, you keep mentioning your age, half your age at the age I'm at. We've got to ask the question, brother, how old are you?
I will be 69 in 8 weeks' time.
Wow.
Now, obviously, my face is that of a 69-year-old, although not too bad.
We'll have to ask the ladies that one, mate.
But it's the body, and it's not just the muscle I've got, it's things like the skin tone. For a guy who's my age, that skin tone is a dead giveaway. And the reason for that is the exercise, but it's also because I'm eating healthy food. No more junk food. That was one of the things I did. I gave up all the junk food that I love as much as any of you do. We all love it, but it's not good for us.
What is the ultimate vision for the book? What do you want people to take out of it?
What I'd like them to take out of it is, and the book, the title itself, at the front page talks about demolishing. It has a cartoon of a character like me demolishing a nursing home, which is a bit crude if you're currently at a nursing home, but that was just my way of getting your attention. What I really want for my generation, which is the baby boomers, and following generations, to avoid the fate of living out their last years in a nursing home. And if I asked the rhetorical question, where would you rather spend the last 10 years of your life? In a nursing home or at home? We all know what the answer would be. So what I'm saying is, if you follow my dietary regime, which is almost no processed foods, only the things that we add to some of our foods, and exercise, walking for somewhere between half an hour to an hour each day, joining a local gym, weight training 3 times a week, making sure you're lucky like me, you get someone that can cook you good meals, or if you cook yourself, try and get rid of sugar. Sugar is a new tobacco. Do not use sugar. Do not add salt to any meals. You don't need to. All things contain salt. So if you can do that, you'll be like me. I have the 69-year-old face, but my body is that of a guy probably nearly half my age. I'm fit, I walk every day. My depression was cured, as a part of walking, and I read the science of that after I'd done all the hard work myself. I then read the science behind why we age.
Let's talk about your T-shirt for a moment. I'm not quite there yet. I've got to lose a couple more kgs to actually get one of those T-shirts, but it's a really good reminder that, you know, we can age well. We can actually make conscious choices, and it's not that the information, the end game for your book is brand new news. It isn't. We all know sugar's bad. We all know that we should exercise and not eat processed food. But there are some unique things in this book that make it stand out more than most. So 69, you've still got 30, 40 more years left in you, mate. So what do you want to see happen? What do you want to see happen?
At least. My target age is actually 120.
120?
120.
Well, look, if I'm still going, I'm going to your birthday, brother. I'm into that.
It'll be a big one, I can promise you that.
Oh, I have no doubt. What's your ultimate vision? Obviously, we want people to live better, but tell me about your vision.
I'm very concerned that things like diabetes, now just to take diabetes, just one of the so-called lifestyle diseases, in America, I'll just talk about the USA for a moment, in 1970s there was about 300,000 people in the US of A had diabetes. It's now, 30-something years, nearly 40 years later, 70 million people. 70 million. That's a quarter of their population have diabetes type 2.
That's insane.
Worldwide it's about 700 million and growing every day. What I did was I went out and did what I had to do. I set myself a goal of getting to 83, and there's a passage in the book about how you set goals and how you actually visualise them, how you get there. I got there, and then I thought, okay, there's got to be some science to what I'm doing. That's when I started to read some very, very good doctors and other authors who'd written books. Just to give them a plug momentarily, there are a couple here that really stand out. There's a Dr. Dean Ornish, based in America, has written a lot of books on this subject. Dr. Jeffrey Bland. And
I want to cut you off. If you guys want to find out that further reading from James, you can buy his book and find out where it is.
Now, they all have spoken about the science. Now, we know that diabetes type 2, to get back on that for a moment, is a lifestyle choice. Most of us realise that heart disease and even strokes are a lifestyle choice, partly hereditary but lifestyle. But what I was surprised to learn was that Alzheimer's and dementia are around about 25 to 30% hereditary. The rest is poor lifestyle choices. So yes, you have a risk, like you have a risk, some people have a risk of breast cancer, all these things, but it's about 30%. Alzheimer's, diabetes type 2. The other 70% is because you're eating, not to put too fine a point on it, rubbish. Now, when I go to supermarkets, we do our weekly shop, I can't help but look at other people's trolleys, and I'm just amazed sometimes at what they've got in there. Shocked, actually, would be a better word. Because what I do is when we go to, if we do need, and we use some ingredients in some of my wife's healthy eating, we always look to see the amount of salt, sodium chloride, the amount of sugar. And it's not the serving suggestions, because I can tell you now, food manufacturers manipulate the servings so that sometimes those things disappear if they're small enough in quantity. Check how much it is per 100 grams, check the sodium chloride, check the sugar, and you'll be amazed sometimes the sugar be up to 25% of some, even healthy foods, like some breakfast cereals that are not all bad, but they still have a lot of sugar.
Look, I really think that this is an education well worth reading, well worth having. I think it's definitely a massive part of your legacy. If you guys would like to get a copy of James's book, not only is it available on the website at the bottom of your screen, it's also available on Amazon and the in-house bookstore. Buddy, I want to thank you for coming and having a chat to me today about your book.
Thank you for having me, Ocean. And I really do hope that people will take on board my message. I would like to have a lot of you come to my 120th birthday.
I'll be there with bells on, mate. See you guys soon.